So I'm starting a study. I will be reading every day one page from this textbook. It's a college freshman level textbook. It's based on the New Testament and what the New Testament actually says and teaches from the historical and theological and archaeological background of first century Israel. So it touches on, I would say the two major things that we'll be reading from this book is what the authors meant when they wrote it, not what we think they meant, not what a meme says they meant on social media that we may happen to see, but what the authors actually meant when they wrote the books that comprise the NT. And not only that, but how the first century first readers of these original manuscripts would have interpreted them. What was their historical background and their culture like, and what was their theological background like? And so that's like, I would say, if I had to summarize what this textbook taught, I would say that's what it teaches. There's a lot of historical and archaeological fun stuff that we'll discover together. And again, this is not a college class or a Christian Bible study. There's really no rush to read the text fast. So I'm just going to do one page a day, unless a few sentences are on the next page. So let me show you the book. I'll be reading from Encountering the New Testament by Walter Elwell, and Robert W. Yarbrough. And I will be reading tonight at 10 p.m. Let's go past the introduction stuff. This is still the preface, sorry. One more page. This is what I'll be reading tonight. And chapter 1 basically touches on why it's relevant to understand New Testament and how it affects our culture, our government, our life, the world, how it affects us today. So that'll be chapter 1. And like I said, there's a little bit on this page. So I might just read this page, or I might go ahead and just finish and read this page. There's also a little bit of that portion that ends on this third page. So, if I'm able to read it fast enough and it doesn't go too long, maybe I'll go ahead and cover this page, a little bit on this page, a little bit there. So that's what we'll be covering for the first reading. It's meant to be very quick and not too time consuming. So I'm aiming for a 7-minute daily reading. So this is not geared towards Christians. It's not a Christian Bible study. It's not a college class, even though the textbook is a freshman college 101 level book. It is more of just a reading or a light study, 7 minutes a day, and it's geared toward everybody to be all-inclusive. It's geared, I want it to be warm and welcoming to all faiths who would just like to know what exactly the New Testament teaches in a low-key, informal setting, not a church setting, not a Christian Bible study setting, but just a low-key, informal setting. What is it that Christians believe? What is it that the New Testament actually teaches? What we read today and how we interpreted it. Are we interpreting it correctly according to how the original authors would have understood it, would have meant it, and how the original readers would have understood it? Are we interpreting it correctly? Or are we lost in left field? So that's the purpose. It's basically literacy. I'm calling the study, just to give it a fun name, I'm calling it BeLit. And you can send questions if you have any questions to BeWordLit@gmail.com. And I hope that we have a really good time and we make some friends in this process. All right. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tonight around 10 p.m. I did not mention one thing. It's not just open to people of all faiths. It's open to people of no faith. If you are an atheist or agnostic, it's still beneficial to know what the NT teaches, because our if you live in America, for example, our founders that wrote the Constitution and established our government would have been very literate, even if they didn't believe in God, they would have been incredibly literate as to what these texts teach. And so to put ourselves in their shoes and see why they did what they did, and their definition of justice and how they viewed justice and service and community, it's kind of important to put ourselves in their shoes, kind of important to know what they knew. And so it's open to agnostics and atheists as well. I hope to have people of all walks and backgrounds join. Now I think I've covered all my bases. Have a good day, and I'll see you tonight at 10.